All right, so Zach and I are breaking down It's the End of the World by r.e.m. Now, the song is at 206 BPM. And then, Zach, it starts on a pickup beat, right? Beat 4?
The beginning of the song is really the second measure.
Got you.
The one of measure 2 is really the beginning of the song, so you're going to feel it like that last note would have been the beginning. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's kind of how I count it.
Okay.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
The best way to count in for this song, since you're not really starting on the 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, E and O, 1. And there's the beginning of the song.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3. And I just count how many times I'm playing a 5-stroke roll. That's a 5-stroke roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And then at the
Right,
end,
left.
at the end of 5, you're putting a kick drum, right? So it's 1 and 2.
Yep. And then the end measure is 1, 2 E and a 3, 4. So 1. So that last flam, that's a flam on the end also, which play like that.
Play. Now, so take somebody who is a beginner drummer or somebody who's kind of working on their skill set. How do you suggest they get that fast? Because those 16th notes at 206 are crazy.
Yeah. And then you're just doing 2 notes in between with the left hand. I'll even play the left hand on a different.
Okay.
You only heard 2 of these. So, to speed it up, you could just practice this a lot. I like that.
Okay.
I like that exercise. All right, so
Show us that again, but slower.
So at 140 BPM, your right hand is just doing this. And then you just add in your left hand. All right.
Okay, got you. So that's at 140, and our goal is 206, right?
Yeah, yes. Yep.
Okay.
It's
So
a big
would you
jump.
start at like 140 and then go up to 150, keep on going by 10 BPM intervals, or what would be the best way to attack that?
Yeah, I would start slow. I would start at 140-ish.
Okay, so that's the intro around full speed.
Yes.
Cool. I mean, I think, obviously the cool thing about YouTube is you can always take these videos and slow them down a little bit to really hear what Zach is playing. If it's a little too fast for you at first. All right, so let's look at the verse.
The verse is actually, the beat is simple. It's just that it's fast.
Yeah.
206. You're just playing 4 cymbals, whether it's a hi-hat or a crash.
Mm-hmm.
The first measure there in verse 1, crash, and then open hi-hat. That's what those circles mean above the hi-hats, is they're open.
All right, so why don't you play the first 4 measures of the verse 1 for us?
That was 4 measures.
A very basic rock beat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's just fast.
Just fast at 206. Could you play it around 206 for us? This song's like 4.5 minutes long. If you played the whole song, how would your foot feel? So somebody who's working on their technique and they may not have the best right foot on the drums, how can they work on being comfortable playing a song this fast over and over again?
Yeah. Yeah, when it comes to the foot, you kind of want to experiment with what muscles you're using, whether it's your ankle or more of your leg.
Okay.
You can mix it together, use both at the same time. Try and rest your leg or your foot in between each hit. And then basically just playing for long periods of time will give you endurance.
Got you. That's what you're trying to do, right? Is build up that endurance to play. You know, and even maybe tackle it at 170. I always think like if I can tackle it at a speed that I'm comfortable playing, I don't have to think too much. Hold that for a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and then do the 206 and kind of go back and forth.
Yep.
So I always think of it like I'm sprinting on one and the other one I'm just kind of jogging.
Right. Yeah, so like if this is 206, you could, you know, slow it down like this. You don't want to do that while you're playing the song, but you can do that as like a way to practice.
Got you. Like a little exercise inside the song, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so let's jump down to measure 19 because we have some eighth notes on the kick drums. And again, 206, those eighth notes are going to be fast.
So you'll be playing 2 bass drums in a row at that speed.
Yeah.
It's almost like a double stroke.
Got you.
So let's slow that down. So this is like a really much more comfortable speed for this kind of a beat. The hardest part is where there's 2 bass drums. So the second and third bass drum are close together. The first one gets a hi-hat. The second one is by itself. So you have to be able to do this. You have to be able to hit the bass drum and then the hi-hat at the same time. And then a bass drum right after by itself.
So it's like a,
So,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you play it.
Yeah. Just like that. But the hard part is doing it within the beat and playing it really fast. So at 140,
But even what you're doing right now would be a great exercise, right? Just get the metronome at 140.
yes.
And then again, from there, you could go up 150, 160, 170. So why don't you play it a couple times at 140 for us and then do the whole measure, or the whole 4 measures from 19.
Okay. Yeah. So here's 140. And I put quite a bit of a pause in between each one so you have time to think. You could, once you get more comfortable with it, you could do it like this. But for your foot, it should have a rest in between. And then, you know, like you said, you can go up to, you know, speed up to 160. And then you can even do it just the foot alone. Just to get used to playing 2 notes.
All right, so will you play 19 till 23 for us?
Here's 140.
Nice. 206? Nice.
Yeah, it's
And
quite a bit faster.
so verse 2 is almost the same, except it ends differently. So that's measure 42.
It's got a ghost note. The second snare drum is technically a ghost note. So what I would do is I would play the first 2 snare drums with the same hand.
Okay.
For me, that'd be left. And you're going to be hitting a snare and a hi-hat together. So when you do that, just keep this one close for the next hit.
Okay.
Ghost note.
Yeah.
And it only you can almost play it to where you can barely hear it. You want to hear it just a little bit. So
Nice. Well, a lot of times they're like only lifted an inch away from your snare, right?
Yep.
So your regular one, and then.
Yeah, ghost note really should only be about an inch.
Okay.
And then the next section, or the next half of that measure, is a bass drum, and then 3 snare drums. I'd play the first of the 3 snare drums with my left hand. So you go.
Gotcha.
And then right with the bass, and another left.
Nice. And then, I mean, Zach and I both talked about how we probably wouldn't have our foot up on the hi-hat the whole time. But as you can see on beat 3, right? I guess there was no hi-hat hit there, but they're closing that hi-hat from the previous beat. So beat 3, right?
Yes. Yeah, you're right about that. Yep.
So that can be tricky too.
Well,
you know, I mean,
there's an X on the third bass drum. Yeah, so it's mostly the hi-hat's open until the last bass drum. Yeah, so the chorus, it looks like it's on the ride cymbal, and some crashes in there. Measure 46 is a little weird. There's not very many beats like that in this song.
Yep.
But that'd be the one measure that we haven't seen yet. So
Why don't you demonstrate that one to us slowly?
So that'd be the last line of page 1 for at 140.
Okay. Well, let's try it at 206. So that, I mean, everything that's happening in the chorus is very similar to that until you get to measure 55 where it's on that low tom.
The way it's written is technically you'd have to play that with one hand.
Yep.
And that would mean you're basically playing a 5-stroke roll with one hand. So I'll play it slow now.
Okay.
Think of it in sections. The first half, just bass drum and a floor tom. Then that'd be the first half. And then the second part, you have to do a floor tom. It's kind of like what we were working on earlier with this.
Oh, the double on the kick almost?
Yeah. Now we're doing it with a floor tom. And then at the end, snare and floor tom. So,
Gotcha.
That'd be slow in 206. So now when you actually play it, you'll notice that this hand is playing 5 notes in a row. On the 5th note, it's stopping. But then the right foot is starting.
Gotcha.
On the same note that the right hand is stopping. Plus there's another bass drum after, so it's really weird because you're going. And then you have to bring the right hand back in. So if I'm just playing like bass drums, no, I'm just going to take out the snares.
Okay.
Let's see. And that's kind of how I will practice measures. I'll kind of just simplify it, go really slow, and slowly speed up.
Well, yeah, and I think anytime you remove a piece out, like remove your left hand, makes it easier, right?
Yeah.
You know, even working, obviously that one's not hard on the kick drum, but some of those other exercises, you know, do left hand and kick drum. Understand the rhythm and the space in between everything, right?
Yeah, yep,
Yeah.
exactly. Yep.
Can you play that last measure of the chorus for us?
Okay, so that one has also a ghost note and uses the floor tom, so slow. So I'll just take it real slow. I'm going to do the same thing with a ghost note. You can even kind of, you can lift your drumstick up as you play the ghost note. So you're ready for the last snare on the end?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. This one's not too hard, simply because your right hand is just doing this.
Gotcha.
3 floor toms and a crash for your right hand. The left hand is just, there's still a lot to put together though, so.
Why don't you do it at a slow tempo from 55? Good. All right. So Zach and I will follow this up with another video, probably breaking the sections down at full speed. I think what you want to do is it's kind of like a walkthrough video. Here's the concepts, here's the ideas, the sheet music below us. You can pause it whenever you want to. You know, if Zach or I introduce a concept, you hear us perform it, pause the video, try it on your own. And then kind of go back and forth like that. You know, refine it with playing with one of us. I hope you guys learned something. You know, questions or comments, post it below. We'll follow this up with a bridge video later this week. And then I think you can see that there's a lot of good rudiments that are needed to play this song well. We'll also do a rudiment video that'll be out in the next week.
Awesome.
Cool. Thanks for your time, Zach. Peace.
Yep.